The Jamie Farr Owens Corning Classic is just 1 day away. Final preparations are underway. I'm Paul Stelzer. We'll have the latest coming up in a live report. The city of Findlay is definitely buzzing about Big Ben Roethlisberger. The front page of the Findlay newspaper says it all. Big Ben is in. The city of Defiance already has one big boy it can be proud of. Now the big man on campus in Defiance is Indy 500 champion Sam Hornish Jr. Andrea, I can tell you if I look a little sweaty or appear a little bit out of wind, I spent some time in the batting cage. It didn't go so well, so we're going to give it a try out here throwing the baseball. This is the double play drill, and that is Adam down there in the distance. We're going to have to imagine that there's a base runner approaching second base, and I'm going to try to gun him down, and Adam's going to apply the tag. And I think we might have gotten the guy out. The humble beginnings of this Findlay High School locker room, Big Ben moved on to Miami of Ohio and ultimately to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the locker where Big Ben dressed while playing for the Findlay Trojans. In less than 2 weeks, Big Ben will suit up at Ford Field to lead the Steelers into Super Bowl 40. Tonight, the people of Defiance are still riding high after Hornish's victory at the Indy 500. And get ready for a major fireworks display. If you think the 4th of July fireworks were great, wait until Tuesday night. City officials are planning Thunder over Toledo. It's the first time in the city's history that the city will close the high-level bridge to set off this massive fireworks display. For now, reporting live at the Polish Village, Paul Stelzer, NBC 24. Most baseball experts would agree that Defiance native Chad Billingsley had a great major league debut on the mound and at the plate. And that is definitely the consensus among Chad's biggest fans in his hometown of Defiance. Hundreds of fans packed the Buffalo Wild Wings in Defiance to watch native son Chad Billingsley make his major league pitching debut for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
All of us are trying to figure out what's going on inside the head of young Chad.
If Billingsley was nervous, he didn't show it against the Padres in San Diego, but back in Defiance, many people at BW3s felt more nervous than Billingsley, including Chad's high school catcher.
The first pitch I saw, they showed a close-up of his face, and I had some butterflies in my stomach for him, I think everybody expected him to get to this point, but not as fast as he did.
Billingsley's family had a special table for the game. Two of Chad's cousins were beaming with pride.
It's real exciting seeing him to play on Major League Baseball, and that he's my cousin.
He's living his dream basically right now, and his dream is like the whole family's dream. We've watched him work so hard to get to where he is, and hopefully it'll continue.
It will continue if Billingsley continues to duplicate his performance during his debut. The 21-year-old righty gave up just 2 runs on 6 hits and 2 walks in 5 1/3 innings. He had 3 strikeouts, and when he came to the plate in the 4th inning, he drove in 2 runs with his first major league hit.
What a day for Chad Billingsley.
He's had a good 5 innings of 5 innings on the hill and got a big 2-out hit, knocked in 2 runs. So we couldn't be prouder of Chad Billingsley here in Defiance.
Billingsley did not get the decision in today's game, but the Dodgers won 7-3, and Billingsley will be back on the mound next week for the Dodgers. Eric will have much more in sports. For now, reporting live, Paul Stelzer, NBC 24. 8 hours from now, the Jamie Farr Owens Corning Classic Pro-Am tourney will be in full swing. With 2 Pro-Am tourneys and practice rounds set for Monday, the sounds of golf course preparation filled the air at Highland Meadows on the eve of Jamie Farr Week. The final hours of course preparation cap off a year of planning and hard work for the Jamie Farr Owens Corning Classic.
We're just grateful to our sponsors, grateful to the volunteers that help us each year, and the golf course is in great shape. We've got a wonderful field of players, probably the best we've ever had, and it is going to be a great week.
The recent heavy rains in our region caused some flooding on the course, but grounds crew workers have worked the course back into prime condition, and the rain may have added a challenging twist for the best women golfers in the world.
We have irrigation that is centered on the fairway, so when we get natural rainfall, it does help us boost the growth of the roughs, so the roughs are pretty healthy this year.
And you better drive the ball straight, There's some rough out here. The greens are firm and fast. It's going to be a great test of golf for these gals.
One LPGA Tour member arrived at the course early to putt on the practice green. Ashley Bunch's baby daughter Gracie even provided the assist on this putt.
Just to get here a little bit early is kind of nice to get in, and it's not too crowded out, and the practice facilities are pretty laid back right now, so it's nice to get out and get an early start.
The Mercy Health Partners Pro-Am tees off at 7:30 tomorrow morning at Highland Meadows. For a complete listing of FAR Classic activities, log on to NBC24.com. Reporting live, Paul Stelzer, NBC24. I'm Paul Stelzer. Tish has the night off. Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger is recovering in a Pittsburgh hospital after a nasty motorcycle accident in the Steel City. Big Ben is currently listed in serious but stable condition and has been in surgery at a Pittsburgh hospital. Doctors confirm Roethlisberger suffered a broken jaw and nose in the crash, and a plastic surgeon has been called in. Roethlisberger, the Findlay native who led the Steelers to victory in Super Bowl 40, was not wearing a helmet when he wrecked his motorcycle today. In the past, Big Ben has been defiant when asked by the media why he doesn't wear a motorcycle helmet.
Pennsylvania doesn't think that people need to without having the law. So
you wouldn't play football without a helmet.
I mean, there's a law. You know, you got to wear it in football.
I certainly don't condone that, and we've talked about it. And this morning, him and I don't have to go into great details, but it's just there's so much. It's a very small time in your life, and you got to be very careful.
Now, that was Cower talking about Big Ben and his motorcycle hobby last year. We will, of course, have an update on Big Ben's condition on NBC 24 News tonight. To the NBA Finals, and it was a blowout in Big D. Last night in Dallas, the Mavericks pounded the Heat in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Mavericks beat the Heat 99-85 to take a 2-zip lead in the best-of-7 series. The Mavericks had an offensive explosion, including 2 4-point plays when shooters were fouled by making 3-point shots and then made their free throws. The next 3 games will be played in Miami, and the Mavs could close out the series with just 2 more wins. The Mavs defense held Heat center Shaquille O'Neal to a playoff career low 5 points.
So, of course, we're looking for Shaq to have a big game for us, but, we can't just depend on that. Everybody got to be focused, be ready to play, be ready to make the plays when it's time. And if he's going to have a big game, other guys need to step up and have big games also.
World Cup soccer, Americans' first game in the 2006 World Cup against the Czech Republic. And in the first half, watch as Jan Koller with the header past the American goalie to take a 1-zip lead for Czech Republic. And then watch this pretty shot by Tomáš Rosecki. That makes it 2-0. Now it's Rosecki once again on the breakaway for the Czech Republic. He sticks it into the net as the Czech Republic defeats the U.S. in World Cup play 3-0. That is going to do it for sports. Stay tuned for more news right after this.